One man's footsteps were so quiet that batsmen couldn't hear death approaching. Today that same silence made him millions. This is the untold money story of cricket's most feared bowler, and by the end of this video you'll discover how Michael Holding transformed his deadly bowling into a fortune that most people can only dream of. But here's the twist that nobody talks about. His real wealth wasn't built on the cricket field at all. You're about to witness the incredible transformation of a Jamaican teenager who started as a sprinter, became cricket's most terrifying fast bowler, and then masterminded one of the smartest career transitions in sports history. I'm going to reveal exactly how much money Holding made, where he invested every dollar, and the brilliant broadcasting strategy that turned his voice into pure gold for over 20 years. The numbers will shock you, the investments will inspire you, and the business lessons will change how you think about building wealth. So settle in, because this journey from poverty to millions is about to begin. Kingston, Jamaica, February 16, 1954. A baby boy named Michael Anthony Holding enters the world, and nobody in that moment could predict he would become one of cricket's most feared weapons and eventually build a multi-million-dollar empire. Growing up in the vibrant but challenging streets of Kingston wasn't easy for young Michael. His parents, Ralph and Enid Holding, worked hard to provide for their family, but money was always tight. Cricket was more than just a sport in Jamaica, it was a religion, a pathway to respect, and for the lucky few, a ticket to financial freedom. But here's where Michael's story takes an unexpected turn. While other kids his age were already dreaming of bowling fast or hitting sixes, Michael was busy dominating on the athletics track. His long, powerful legs and natural speed made him a formidable sprinter, and many coaches believed his future lay in track and field, not cricket. Little did anyone know that this sprinting background would soon become the secret weapon that terrorized batsmen across the globe and laid the foundation for his future fortune. The transition from athletics to cricket happened almost by accident, but it was an accident that would change cricket history forever. Local cricket coaches spotted something extraordinary about Michael's running style that no other fast bowler possessed. While other bowlers thundered to the crease with heavy footfalls that batsmen could hear from 50 yards away, Michael glided like a panther stalking its prey. His sprinting background had given him a smooth, rhythmic run-up that was completely silent. This wasn't just about being quiet, this was psychological warfare at its finest. Think about it from a batsman's perspective. You're standing at the crease, waiting to face a delivery traveling at 90 miles per hour. Normally you can hear the bowlers approach, gauge their rhythm, and prepare your timing accordingly. But when Michael Holding ran in to bowl, there was nothing but silence. By the time you realized the ball was hurtling toward you at frightening speed, it was often too late. This is why they called him Whispering Death. Death was coming for you, but you couldn't hear it approaching. The making of this legend began in the early 90s when Holding started playing serious cricket for Jamaica. His bowling action was poetry in motion, a long, graceful run-up building to an explosive delivery that regularly exceeded 90 miles per hour. But pace alone doesn't make a great fast bowler. What made Michael special was the deadly combination of speed, accuracy, and the psychological advantage of his silent approach. Batsmen couldn't hear him coming, couldn't gauge his rhythm, and couldn't prepare mentally for what was about to hit them. His international debut came in 1975 against Australia, and within just 1 year he would deliver a performance that would announce him to the world as the most dangerous fast bowler on the planet. But before we get to that legendary performance, let me tell you something that most people don't realize about cricket in the 1970s. The money wasn't nearly as good as people think. Even international cricketers struggled financially, and many had to work other jobs just to survive. This is why what Michael did after his cricket career was so brilliant. He recognized that his playing days would end, and he needed a plan to build real wealth. Summer 1976, the Oval in London, England versus the West Indies. What happened next became cricket folklore and set the foundation for Holding's future fortune. The conditions were perfect for fast bowling. Overcast skies, a pitch with bounce, and England's batsmen about to face the full fury of Whispering Death. What followed was nothing short of systematic destruction. Michael Holding took 8 wickets for 92 runs in England's first innings, but those numbers don't tell the whole story of what really happened that day. This wasn't just bowling, this was surgical precision combined with psychological warfare. Each delivery was carefully planned, Each wicket was a masterclass in fast bowling technique, and each batsman was left questioning their ability to play cricket at this level. The way Michael moved through England's batting lineup was like watching a ghost collect souls. The crowd sat in stunned silence as one by one, England's best batsmen were dismissed by deliveries they barely saw coming. The English press, known for their reserved and diplomatic tone, completely ran out of superlatives to describe what they had witnessed. This performance didn't just win a cricket match, it established complete psychological dominance over an entire nation's cricket team. More importantly for our story, it made Michael Holding a global name, and global names can eventually be converted into serious money if you play your cards right. Throughout the late 1970s and early 1980s, Holding was part of what many consider the most fearsome fast bowling attack the world has ever seen. Alongside Andy Roberts, Joel Garner and Colin Croft, they formed cricket's four horsemen of the apocalypse. This West Indies team didn't just win cricket matches, they demolished opposition teams with a combination of raw pace, incredible skill, and pure intimidation that had never been seen before in cricket. Holding's role in the 1979 Cricket World Cup victory was absolutely crucial. He consistently broke partnerships when the West Indies needed breakthroughs and created pressure that suffocated opposing teams. His career statistics of 60 tests yielding 249 wickets at an average of 23.68 tell only part of the story. Each of those wickets was earned through a combination of physical excellence and mental fortitude that few athletes in any sport have ever possessed. But here's what made Michael Holding truly exceptional and ultimately wealthy. He wasn't just a fast bowler who relied on pace and aggression. He understood the subtle arts of swing bowling, seam movement, and tactical cricket that would serve him well long after his playing days ended. He could bowl bouncers that rose sharply toward batsmen's heads, yorkers that crashed into the base of stumps, and deliveries that moved just enough off the pitch to take the edge of the bat. His approach to each batsman was methodical. He studied their techniques, identified their weaknesses, and then exploited them with clinical precision. Former teammates often speak of his incredible preparation and professionalism, qualities that would prove invaluable when he transitioned into his broadcasting career. While other fast bowlers were content to just run in and bowl as fast as possible, Michael was always thinking, always analyzing, always learning. This intellectual approach to cricket would later make him one of the most insightful commentators the sport has ever known. When Michael Holding retired from international cricket in 1987, he faced the same challenge that confronts every professional athlete. What do you do when the thing that defined your entire life suddenly ends? Many cricketers of his era struggled with this transition, falling into depression, financial difficulties, or simply fading into obscurity. But Michael had been thinking about this moment for years, and he had a plan that would make him far wealthier than his cricket career ever could. The transition wasn't immediate, and it wasn't easy. After retiring from cricket, Holding initially struggled with the massive void left by competitive sport. The adrenaline rush of bowling to the world's best batsmen, the roar of crowds, the satisfaction of taking wickets, all of that was gone. But his articulate nature, deep understanding of the game, and most importantly, his fearless honesty, soon caught the attention of television broadcasters who were looking for former players who could bring authentic insights to their cricket coverage. Sky Sports, one of the world's leading sports broadcasters, recognized Michael's potential and offered him a commentary position that would span over 2 decades and establish him as one of the most respected voices in cricket broadcasting. This decision would prove to be worth millions of dollars, but it almost didn't happen. Unlike many former players who struggled to translate their playing experience into effective commentary, Holding possessed a natural ability to explain complex technical aspects of the game in terms that both cricket experts and casual fans could understand. His commentary style was as distinctive and effective as his bowling had been. Where many commentators offered safe, diplomatic observations that wouldn't offend anyone, Holding brought unflinching honesty and analysis that sometimes made cricket administrators and players very uncomfortable. He wasn't afraid to criticize poor batting techniques, question questionable tactical decisions, or highlight systemic problems in cricket administration. This approach earned him enormous respect from viewers who were hungry for authenticity, even when his observations were controversial or politically incorrect. Now here's where the money story gets really interesting. Top-tier cricket commentators with major broadcasters like Sky Sports can earn between $200,000 to $500,000 annually, and that's just their basic salary. Michael Holding worked for Sky Sports for over 20 years, which means his commentary career potentially generated between $4 million and $10 million just from his regular broadcasting work. But that's not even the complete picture of his earnings. Beyond his basic commentary salary, Holding also benefited enormously from special event coverage, international cricket tours, exclusive interviews, and corporate appearances that added considerable value to his overall income. Major cricket tournaments like World Cups, Ashes Series, and Champions Trophy events pay premium rates for elite commentators, and Michael was always in demand for these high-profile assignments. His decision to retire from regular commentary in 2021 wasn't driven by financial necessity, but rather by a desire to step back from the demanding international travel schedule and enjoy a more relaxed lifestyle. By this point, he had accumulated enough wealth to live comfortably for the rest of his life. But his story shows us that the real money in sports often comes after your playing career ends, not during it. Michael Holding's approach to wealth accumulation has been notably conservative and strategic, which is why he's been able to build lasting financial security rather than the boom and bust cycles that plague many former athletes. Unlike some sports stars who make risky investments in restaurants, nightclubs, or get-rich-quick schemes, Holding focused on building sustainable wealth through diversified investments that would grow steadily over decades. His primary residence in Jamaica became the cornerstone of his investment strategy. As Caribbean property values appreciated significantly over the years, particularly in the upscale areas where Holding chose to invest, his real estate holdings grew substantially in value. But he didn't stop with just one property. He made strategic real estate investments both in the Caribbean and internationally, always choosing locations and properties that would appreciate over time rather than flashy purchases that would lose value. The Jamaican property market has been particularly kind to early investors like Holding. Prime real estate in areas like Kingston, Montego Bay, and other desirable locations has seen tremendous appreciation over the past 3 decades. His primary residence, while not ostentatious or flashy, reflects his success. A spacious property with modern amenities, beautiful tropical gardens, and the privacy that someone of his international stature requires. His automotive preferences also reflect his practical approach to wealth. In Jamaica, where road conditions can be challenging and unpredictable, Holding favors reliable, high-quality vehicles that can handle diverse terrain while providing the comfort and safety appropriate for a man of his status. His car collection reportedly includes luxury SUVs that are perfect for Caribbean conditions, as well as more elegant vehicles for formal occasions and business meetings. Unlike some celebrities who collect exotic supercars purely for display or status, Holding's automotive choices are practical yet refined, reflecting his no-nonsense personality and smart approach to money management. The vehicles he chooses represent quality, reliability, and sensible luxury, rather than flashy ostentation designed to impress others. Current estimates place Michael Holding's net worth somewhere between $3 million and $6 million, a figure that reflects both his cricket earnings and his highly successful broadcasting career. This wealth has been accumulated through multiple income streams spanning several decades, showing us the power of diversification and long-term thinking when it comes to building real wealth. His cricket career, while financially rewarding by the standards of his era, provided the foundation rather than the bulk of his current wealth. Cricket in the 1970s and 1980s paid well enough for players to make a living, but nothing compared to the massive contracts and endorsement deals that modern cricketers enjoy. The real financial success came through his broadcasting career, where consistent high-level income over 20 years allowed him to build substantial savings and make smart investments. Speaking engagements, book deals, occasional media appearances, and corporate endorsements have provided additional income streams that have supplemented his primary broadcasting earnings. These opportunities became available because of his cricket reputation, but were monetized through his communication skills and professional approach to business relationships. When we compare Michael Holding's financial success with other cricket legends of his era, his wealth places him comfortably among the more financially successful cricketers of his generation. While he may not have achieved the commercial wealth of modern cricket superstars who benefit from Indian Premier League contracts worth millions of dollars and massive global endorsement deals, his earnings reflect something perhaps more valuable: prudent financial management and long-term planning that has created lasting security. Since stepping back from regular commentary duties, Holding has embraced a brilliant strategy that has actually increased his market value: selective engagement. He still makes occasional appearances for special cricket events, major series, or tournaments where his expertise is particularly valued and where broadcasters are willing to pay premium rates for his insights. These selective engagements allow him to maintain his connection with cricket while enjoying the freedom of semi-retirement. The genius of this approach is that his rarity makes his appearances more precious to both broadcasters and audiences. When Michael Holding provides commentary now, it's treated as a special event rather than routine coverage. This scarcity has enhanced his market value and allows him to command higher fees for fewer working days, which is the ultimate goal of any successful career transition. At 71 years old, Michael Holding enjoys the fruits of his decades of labor from his beautiful Jamaican base, surrounded by the natural beauty of the Caribbean and the warmth of his homeland. His days are now filled with the pursuits he chooses rather than the obligations imposed by professional commitments. He maintains his connection to cricket through carefully selected opportunities while having the complete freedom to travel, spend quality time with family and friends, and pursue personal interests that were often sacrificed during his demanding career years. The man who once struck genuine fear into the hearts of batsmen worldwide now enjoys the peaceful satisfaction of a life well lived and financial goals achieved through smart planning and consistent execution. His story represents the possibility of successful reinvention that many professional athletes struggle to achieve. Michael Holding's journey offers powerful lessons for anyone serious about building lasting wealth and success. First, leverage what makes you unique. His silent bowling approach made him distinctive as a player, and his honest analysis set him apart as a commentator. Second, always plan your second act while you're still successful in your first career. Third, invest conservatively in appreciating assets rather than chasing get-rich-quick schemes. Fourth, never compromise on the quality and standards that built your reputation. And finally, create scarcity around your expertise to increase its value. The story of Michael Holding reminds us that true success isn't measured only in financial terms, though he has certainly excelled in building wealth. It's about the ability to excel in multiple fields, to adapt and grow throughout different phases of life, and to maintain dignity and authenticity regardless of changing circumstances. From the silent menace of whispering death on cricket fields around the world to becoming the respected voice of cricket commentary, Michael Holding created a legacy that transcends sport itself. His net worth of several $1 million is genuinely impressive, but his true wealth lies in the universal respect he has earned, the professional standards he has consistently maintained, and the inspiration he continues to provide to aspiring athletes and broadcasters worldwide. In a world where many celebrities and former athletes struggle with life after fame, Michael Holding stands as a perfect example of how to build lasting success, maintain personal integrity, and create a legacy worth celebrating. The whisper that was once death to batsmen has become a voice of wisdom for anyone smart enough to listen. His life story speaks volumes about the transformative power of excellence, adaptability, and staying true to your core values throughout the entire journey to lasting success and financial freedom.